What's the most fucked up thing you've ever done in a game?
Hello, let me introduce myself. You guys are new here.
Asking because I want to know if what I've done was really that bad compared to all of you. Context. I'm running a horror game for my friends, who specifically asked me not to skimp out on the horror. GURPS for the system.
Oh, man of culture.
Players were investigators looking over what was increasingly seeming to be a demonic conspiracy. Anyway.
Oh, did someone play as Alex Jones? Please tell
me somebody plays Alex Jones. Anyway, they infiltrate the secret gala. Is this Alex Jones?
This sounds a lot like what Alex Jones did something in the late 90s or
That's
2000s.
not... No, shut up. Hello, Mr. Rothschild.
You.
And it all becomes revealed that, yeah, it's totally demonic. The highlight of the party was dinner, where a pregnant woman was positioned on a table surrounded by sushi chefs. When she gave birth, the infant was taken and sliced up like a fresh fish for the aforementioned sushi, for maximum freshness. Then they got the next pregnant woman up, alternating between willing volunteers and bound and gagged victims for variety. I figured, baby-eating Satanists is a trope. But then I got thinking about the logistics of it, and how rich people would probably want the best quality. And what is all about freshness? Sushi. So I went with that. And for some of them the appeal would be a woman willingly bringing a life into the world to kill it for their pleasure, while others would lean more towards the eating a dismantled baby in front of the pleading mother. So obviously you'd want both flavours on the table, so to speak. Players actually asked for a break to deal with it, so maybe I went too far. I just want to show how these guys were utterly depraved, but apparently this was too much. They said not to skimp out in the horror, but did I just go too far anyway?
Nah, they asked for the horror.
No, they asked for it, my guy!
They asked for the horror. I think, honestly, if you're playing a horror game and you want to go, really next level, that's what you're signing up for.
Do it?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty rough. That's probably one of the worst ones I've ever heard.
Yeah, but it's a horror game, my guy?
Yeah, that's really fucking bad. All I'm going to say is, guys, don't look up what spirit cooking is, because...
Oh no, it gives me the creeps.
Yeah, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I've never done anything quite like this.
Somebody linked Cannibal Corpse butchered at birth.
Yeah, it sounds about right. This is pretty bad, and yeah, I don't blame the guys for being like, okay, this is a bit much, but at the same time, they said don't skip out on the horror, and
you didn't.
I think you delivered. Honestly, if that's what you wanted, and that's what they delivered, I'll give you good credit. That was pretty good. I never thought I'd be congratulating someone on
for that.
For this, but
anyway,
that's where we're going today. So let's jump into it.
We set up a slave auction house to funnel women to our warlock over a 4-month period, so he could complete a spell. It was easier to use women because them being pregnant counted as 2 lives, so we would get male slaves to rape them until they were pregnant. We operated at a loss because we didn't sell any women who came into the house, and we had to feed them for months before we completed the spell.
Alright, yeah, that's pretty... You know what, actually, that reminds me, I actually have done something really bad. Not like this, no, not like this. No. So what it was it was something I was willing to do, but I never actually went through with it. It was, so we had this undead ship thing. It was, the skulls were harvested ethically. That's all I'm going to say, but that's neither here nor there. So, pretty much, Big Rich Man wanted to see me. I thought, because I promised him, I can sort you out with souls, man, because I kill people all the time. Mm-hmm. So, if I give you souls, we good? He's like, yeah, we're good. But then he came one day looking for me. I'm like, oh, fuck, I haven't been giving enough souls.
Were you playing as Gobby?
Yeah, I was playing as Gobby at the time.
And James still says Gobby wasn't evil.
Well, anyway, so we go ahead, and we're on Diner World, and I was thinking there's a big war going on all the time. Obviously, there's bound to be an awful lot of orphans, and people always say, oh, we care for orphans, it's so tragic, but no one actually cares for orphans, because then they wouldn't actually be orphans. It's a weird dichotomy, isn't it, guys? Try and argue me it isn't, if people actually give a fuck about orphans.
I'm sorry for anybody who went through the foster care system watching this video.
No, but let's be serious. people like to make a big deal out and be like, oh yeah, I care about orphans, it's horrible, it's all that, but then they don't actually do anything.
Yeah.
By the way, I give £5 a month, so I do.
Oh, to the children.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so there's me. I'm resolved my sins.
Not after this tax bill, the children be going hungry.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just was gonna offer up, like, buy the children hospital and offer them up to the rich, but then the DM was like, no, James, that's fucking horrible. I'm not doing that. I was like, okay, I don't actually want sacrifice. Like, well, I thought that's what you wanted. John was like, no, James, I want to go kill stuff and I just want to take your ship off you. I was like, okay, fine. It's like, so you're not allowed to bomb the orbit today. It's like,
no.
Okay, fine. I can work with that. I think I'm actually that bad, guys. Just putting that out there.
He says this all the time, but we all know it's not true.
I'm actually not, though. I honestly do not think I am. Time and a place, you know what I mean? It depends on what group I'm with.
Playing a high charisma sorcerer. Snag hot apprentice. Get her knocked up. Sell unborn fetus to demon for more power. Use power to summon the same demon and take the baby back. Baby's now fucked up from spending time in hell. Baby stuffs my character into a bag of holding. Play that character for the rest of the campaign. Pull my previous character out of the bag when I need more firepower and stuff him back in when I'm done with him.
Honestly, that sounds pretty cool. Is it like Chucky or
Chucky,
something?
yeah.
That's what I'm imagining, essentially Chucky. Chucky mixed with Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a pretty cool
Class.
character concept. I could work with that.
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know what's pretty fucking based? Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
It's sci-fi gothic.
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We
Look,
add a lot.
We got a lot. Do you
Look,
guys...
we've got big brains. We add shit. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause.
Yeah.
Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. I gave one player nightmares, apparently. Doing a game set in a medieval North America setting. Medieval North America.
Yeah, they don't go... I don't know. I just can't
They
imagine
don't go hand in hand. And they encountered a Skinwalker. Nothing too spooky overall about it, other than standard Skinwalker / not deer stuffs. Stalking them in the dark, scratching the hell out of doors to their dwellings, mutilating animals, etc, etc. After I think 7 or 8 sessions, they finally cornered in a village where they used a ritual to force it to stay within X distance of the town centre. So it responded by going berserk, instead of hit and running like normal. Killed 2 PCs and around 25 or so villagers. But they didn't have a way to break the curse on it. It went full Freddy Krueger on them after that, infiltrating their dreams and terrorising them there for another 4 sessions until they solved the issue. Yeah, I found out about a month later that this one guy who had never heard of a Skinwalker before playing this campaign started getting severe nightmares. I consider that 100% win.
Yeah, no, that's actually really cool. You know, I don't know why, but guys, I'm just not the biggest Skinwalker fan. I think I've heard too many X stories about them, and I feel like they're just, to me, they're overdone. But I like the idea and the concept, but
no, Skinwalkers still scare me, and so do Goatman.
I feel like I've heard the story too many. I need new versions of the story. It's kind of like, you know, like your standard, like, Mike Myers. Yeah. You know?
But I go in reading them as if they're true.
Yeah.
I don't like going in reading them as if, oh, it's just a random export. I'm like, no, this person actually, this happened.
Yeah.
Cultists use a ritual to summon a demon lord into the material plane. It involves a willing female virgin to be its vessel. PCs arrive as it's wrapping up. A mismatch of animal vaginas, and penises spew out of the virgin's vagina.
Brutal.
The stench of musk permeates the air so strongly it makes breathing almost impossible. The genitalia start cobbling themselves together while still flowing out of the screaming woman. They take on the outline of a 30-foot tall humanoid. Its massive member is wedged inside the woman, whose bones and organs have been ejected out of her mouth. Her skin stretched so thin over the demon's girth, it is almost translucent. Tears still stream from her eyes, and you realise she is still alive in that state. The demon looks at the cultists, and the male's crotches literally explode as they fall over dead with an ecstatic grin on their face, and the female members turn to dried out husks as all their fluids gush out of their vaginas, and they orgasm with enough force to shatter their spines. This is written by a guy who's never had sex.
I don't know, this is pretty metal, just saying. This is pretty fucking metal so far.
The demon palms the leader's groin and he shrivels up. The demon pulls its hand away and the cult leader's penis is bigger than the husk of a man attached to it.
Like, can we just...
His prostate ripped in half. His brain poisoned from dopamine overdose. Blood pulled from everything to his engorged prick. What? Half the PCs go insane. The demon is actually quite jovial to them. Explains it hates being pulled from its realm of lust to this boring plane, but people keep summoning it every so often. It then caves its back into the woman's gaping vagina, saving an arm for the last grab of the woman's ruined head, and pulls her inside herself, leaving just a uterus on the ground that rots and dissolves away in seconds. Apparently my version of a demon of lust was a bit much, but just having cummerbaits has been done to death.
I mean, yeah. Well, you know the thing is, I don't believe that is cummerbait. I think that, like, let's be serious. I'm sorry, but I can't work to this. That's all. Like, I don't know anyone who could, and I really hope no one could ever. You know what? I think
there are people out there who could.
There probably is, and I'm going to assume they're also German. Because you know Germans are like that.
Yeah, okay.
You know what this would actually work very well for? Remember that book I got in? The book
yes.
I think that it literally does sound like something that came out of that book. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'll link to the review me, Guardbros and Teal did. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, which is a very hit or miss question for a lot of people. Like, you're either going to be like, yeah, that sounds fucking metal, I'm going to absolutely abuse my players, or it's like, oh sweet Jesus, no, make the pain stop, go away. There's two type of people, and if you're one of those ones, go ahead, check it out. So normally I wouldn't really put these sort of posts in, but I think this guy brings up a really interesting point. Because I find horror so difficult, and I love the idea of horror, and I would love to actually play a horror game, but I would just shitpost for it all.
Yeah, you would.
But I think this post is good anyway.
I think there's a difference between disgust and horror. Your players were disgusted by what you described. They weren't scared by the antagonist. Effective horror in tabletop is hard to pull off, as mechanically, most games are geared towards high player agency. I think the most effective horror I can think of would be a very powerful enemy capable of killing the player in some horrific way, then having the player characters hide or evade that entity in an information-deprived environment. So they have to make panic decisions that feel like they could lead to their doom at any moment. So to go along with your idea of a satanic cult, have the players infiltrate the cult. Make it clear it is a cannibal cult, of any sort of variety, but don't go super in-depth into the gore. Then cue the players into the possibility that the cult knows they're there.
Oh, like Eyes Wide Shut sort of thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They might enter a room that was vacated suddenly, or encounter some creepy effigy that looks like it might have been prepared for them. Then dial it up as they move through. Sharpening knives, doors closing behind them, snickers in dark hallways, that sort of thing. As long as your players feel like a trapped mouse that has to make decisions, they're going to feel the tension. How harsh you want to be mechanically with this is up to your group. Maybe put down a timer, force group talk down to a whisper, have the cultists actually around and skulking about. Ready, pick off characters that make the wrong move. It's up to you. Just don't describe baby guts in detail. Yeah. I think, to me, horror is all about tension. If you watch a good horror movie, the best thing about a horror movie is the music and the tension.
The Japanese do horror like no one else.
Oh, no one else.
And I think that's because the Japanese truly
know about tension.
Now, the thing is, the Japanese can do gore very well. I think, like, you know, everyone's like heard of some mad hentai shit, you know what I mean?
Heard, James.
Well, quite the connoisseur. No, but you know what I mean. I do feel like the Japanese are amazing at horror, and if they wanted to do gore, they can very well do gore. But their ability with tension is next level, and the way that they
and if you're playing a horror game IRL, or even over Roll20 or whatever, as long as you have a banging soundtrack, I think it would create more tension. Yeah. Because the soundtrack, like the background music in a horror, always builds up the tension more than what's going on. You know what game I think did it very well? Whenever me and you were playing Nemesis. Yeah, Nemesis. Nemesis, for you guys who don't know, is a pretty much Alien board game. You wake up in a ship, you need to go check out, see what happened, fix the ship up, get back into hypersleep or escape in the thingy pods. It's a really fun game, and the aliens in it are very, very difficult, and it's all randomized, and you've no idea. You can shoot at them, like you can give them like so much damage, and you don't know. It's all randomized, so it is. You'd never know if what you're doing is actually going to hurt them or not. Yeah. It's a really good game, and I would really recommend for people to try it out. Pick it up, not sponsored or anything. It's just actually a really good game. Actually, just go pick it up. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's the only time I've actually played like something kind of horror based. So I was like, you know what, this is. I can feel this. I can get into this. But let us know what you think. What's the most vile thing you've ever done? What's the worst thing you've done? Oh, I know. You fucking kind of put my dick in a sphere of annihilation. Yeah, but look, who wouldn't try that? I didn't know what it was. Yeah, okay. Put your dick in it, let's see. Yeah, that was probably the worst. For me, yeah, attempting to sell orphans to rich. Well, when I say sell, I really mean mass sacrifice. But like, that's neither here nor there. And even then, I never actually did it, so, you know, am I that bad? But yes, let us know down below what the most fucked up thing that you've done. Or have you heard of? Or somebody else has done. And don't just make a big list of all the shit that I've spoken about. Like, you know, it's like, well, we can link this video, and James said he did this here, and then he did that there. And I imagine someone's compiling a list of all the horrible things I've done. Yeah. And giving it to alphabet agencies. Yes, but let us know down below. And while you're down there, check out the links to the website, the subclasses, and the models. Oh, we do have a new subclass up. It should be up either today or tomorrow. It'll be up soon. Keep an eye out. Also, we told you guys about that fight we went to. Well, I'll put in the wee clip of our editor shouting. Yeah. Yeah. So this guy that helps me edit a lot of the stuff for our text-speech channel. If you haven't been on text-speech channel, what are you doing? It's got some really good long multi-part story times. And you can just hear him shout, "You're weak! You're weak!" And if you listen really carefully, you'll hear me shouting. Because I was drunk. I don't think you hear me in it. Also, he won, so I'll just throw wee clips of that at the end. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was a really fun day, so it was. We're still hungover, but look, that's neither. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Go on, Louie! Lead back! Go on! Yes! Yes! Go on, son! Yes! Come on! He's weak! He's weak! He's weak! Keep him! Weak! Go on! Go on, son! Go on! Yes, Lee! Go on! Get the neck! He is weak! Grab his neck and twist it! Pussy! Pussy! Go on, son!